Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
Napa know-how. Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time. Know-how, Napa know-how.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandback Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandback Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandback is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandback Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
Good morning and welcome to Today in L.A. I'm Mike Amos. Hope you're doing well this morning as Santa Claus is running around everywhere. He's getting ready to come to your house. Hope he does, and hope you have a great Christmas. All of you out there, we love you. And of course, we all know the real reason for all of this is the birth of our Christ and Savior Jesus Christ. And of course we celebrate his birthday during this holiday season, and of course I always remember that it's what he gave us when he went to the cross is the hope of everlasting life, and and through our faith in him, we can live one day in paradise. Okay, Merry Christmas, Mike. Merry Christmas. How's everything in Birmingham this morning?
It's going well. Everybody's excited. The UAB Blazers won the
UAB.
37-13 is that was their 11th win on the season. Go to 11-3.
Boy, oh boy, isn't that something?
Of course, it's amazing where I guess Chuck Dunn, who lives in Troy, knows better than anybody.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, exactly.
When they actually decided to do away with their football program, and of course I was the marching band, and here we are, I guess 3 or 4 years later, and they're the Conference USA champions and winning their first bowl game last night against a Northern Illinois team that actually won the MAC conference and came back from 18 down to beat Buffalo, who Troy plays on Saturday night. So maybe that's a good sign for Troy. Maybe Troy can beat Buffalo, hopefully, because I wasn't very impressed with Illinois last night.
Well, you're right, and of course, hopefully, Troy's already down there. Can you believe that? Already have practiced already.
Well, you got a bowl week, you got to let these guys go down there and have a good time.
Exactly.
They got all kinds of different events to go to. I know they have big parties on the battleship down there. And,
that's right.
I mean, that makes sense. Most bowl trips are a week.
You're right. You're exactly
right.
Right.
Down there on Tuesday and, being done on Saturday, that's a big difference.
Exactly right. Of course, go to Troy Cable, TC2. Call your friends across the nation and across the world. Tell them to tune in at TC2. And you can watch us live on Facebook. And hopefully, I want to say good morning to all you folks out in San Francisco, also in Tampa, Florida. We've heard from you today. We've heard from you in Schenectady, New York. We've heard from you out in Seattle, Washington already today. Can you believe that, Mike?
Yeah, you do have family out in Seattle. I forgot about that.
No question.
Of course, we also want to mention it's National Signing Day. The first of two is today, so you'll have guys that are signing with Alabama, Auburn. Of course, Troy will have 16 guys, I think we mentioned yesterday, that will go ahead and sign, and then, of course, we'll have guys in February that will sign as well.
Yeah.
So,
what's the difference in now and February, Mike, for people that are not sure what they want to do or what?
Just kids really wanting to get it over with. Some people want to wait till that last signing period because that's historically when everybody used to.
And sign. they can get wined and dined and have a good time.
You got guys that want to be on national TV.
Yeah, that's right.
Guys that want to do this and that. I mean, in a situation with Alabama, you got a lot of guys that do that. They have the hats.
Oh yeah.
In front of everybody.
Want to be suspenseful. Suspenseful.
And then they usually pull out like a Bear Bryant cap or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's one of those type of things you kind of understand. It's kind of a once in a lifetime thing, and you kind of understand why some of these people go crazy and do all kinds of special things to decide where they're going. Of course, I was watching some stuff yesterday and listening on the radios. Some stuff, and schools can offer, as many guys as they want to. And they said that this year alone, Tennessee has offered 480 players scholarships.
How does that work? That's crazy.
That's the most in the country. So basically, I mean, they probably offer guys they know that won't come to Tennessee, but they offer them anyway.
Yeah.
And then Alabama had offered 285. And Auburn had only offered 225.
Yeah.
That's guys that they want to come to play for their school.
Yeah, sure.
And then the lowest in the country, which makes sense because of their academic standards, was Stanford. Stanford had only offered 74 guys.
Last week, or either the first of this week, there were some buses. I saw 4 or 5 buses out in front of the athletic department, and I believe they actually had a group come in. Now that couldn't be incoming group though. It would have to be people that would qualify next year. Don't you agree?
Well, I mean, you're already starting on on your 2020 class, so maybe so.
Yeah. Want to say hello to Steve Garrett this morning at Piggly Wiggly. They've got boneless ribeye steak, $7.99. They'll cut it any size you want, make it as thick as you want. And, of course, I've done business with Piggly Wiggly for years, and their meats are outstanding. Their produce is outstanding. Their fruit, Mike, is as good as anybody's around. And also I want to mention you've got that pick 5 meats for $17.99. Of course, it's cost plus 10% at Piggly Wiggly right here on North 39th Street and also in the Marketplace Shopping Center. They've also got shank, portion, smoked ham, also boneless fryer breast, also baked hens. They've got pork steaks and country-style ribs. I love that. Then they've got those Boston butts right now for $1.19 a pound. So a lot of good food. And also, how about this, Mike? You know that I wouldn't sit down to any dressing without cranberry sauce. 4 cans of Ocean Spray cranberry sauce, the gel, 4 for $5.
Yeah, I've never enjoyed cranberry sauce. I don't know. That's one of the things I don't do with dressing. Some people do it, some people don't.
Let me tell you this: we forgot to order our dressing, and your mama said, "Well, all right. Well, let me tell you. So your mama calls up, and the girl answers the phone, says, "No more dressing, no more dressing." But one of the sisters, but Geraldine, let me tell you, one of the sisters. She said, "Let me speak to one of the sisters," and she said, "I think we can find you another gallon somewhere." And of course, we've been buying dressing from sisters.
We might have been. I don't know if we're in their top 10 of customers all the time, but we got to be in their top 10 probably.
Well, we're in there somewhere. But I'll tell you this: their dressing is outstanding, and want to make sure we got some of that. And there's a lot of traditions that you got to do. You like the chocolate pecan pie, and I like the, of course, the dressing. But I've also liked the Italian cream cake that's full of pecans that Miss Max, prepares for me every year. And of course, we appreciate her. I asked her sometimes if she wanted me to publicize her on how good her cakes are. She said she don't know if she could handle a lot of them, but I'm sure she would do somebody a favor. Today, Miss Max Lee makes the best Italian cream cake I have ever eaten. I wrote something up in Facebook recently and talked about my mother's Lane cake and lemon cheesecake, and a lot of people had never heard of the lemon cheese or the Lane cake.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a Lane cake that I know of.
Well, you have, because we sure had them. I try to get one every year, and but some people have that recipe and some people don't.
Of course, breaking news at Charles Henderson High School, their great basketball player, probably the greatest basketball player ever to play at Charles Henderson, Maury Davenport, is suspended for the year and will no longer play for Charles Henderson. Her career is over. Steve Savarese could have gave Charles Henderson High School a Christmas present, but instead he decided against, letting Maury Davenport be eligible and play for Charles Henderson. And basically every single 5A coach in the state of Alabama,
they love that, don't they?
Girls basketball yesterday was jumping up and down because basically they went from finishing second to now having a chance to win the state championship, because there's no doubt that Charles Henderson was a huge favorite to win the state championship in 5A.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, because of this Team USA basketball, she is done. Her career is over. And
Let me ask you this.
I feel for her more than anybody.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, and I want everybody to hear this. This young lady is a wonderful young lady. 6'4.5", maybe 6'5". One of the best shot blockers in America. One of the best women's or girls basketball players in the United States.
And right here in Troy, in the country.
Lives right here in Troy, Alabama, and has minded her own business at all her the time she's been playing basketball. She's been playing in different groups of, AAU and a lot of those other groups. How did she know that if she played for this USA group, I would have thought she would have thought it was an honor and said, hey, I want to play for my country?
Well, the issue is, though, is somebody messed up when it comes to not letting her know before she went to play. I don't know if it's Charles Henderson.
That they paid.
Director. I don't know if it's the superintendent. I don't know if it's the principal at the school. But you got to know these things before you let somebody participate if you're worried about her playing.
Yeah, I know.
Next year. I
would have never thought in the eligibility.
Somebody's got to take the fall for this because, it can't be on her. She's just a young high school kid.
Yeah. I'm wondering if she's
when it's all said and done, Steve Savarese, if it would have been a bigger school, I guarantee you Hoover or some of the big heavyweights, Central, McGill, Tulane, some of those big schools, I guarantee you this kid would be able to play.
Yeah.
But, small Charles Henderson, a little 5A school, he's just not going to do anything about it.
You know, I don't know if they would approve this or not, but do you know what? She could go right across the street over here to Pike Liberal Arts School.
I think it's too late now.
And play for the Patriots.
I don't think they can get her eligible. So.
Well, they get a lot of people eligible after the first of the year. You know, if she's.
I don't think that's the case. The best thing for her, if she has her grades, you know, and she can go ahead and graduate early, is just go ahead and graduate early and go ahead and head up to Rutgers. That's what I would do.
You're right. And I don't know if they have what they call the gray shirt or not, but that's what she could do if she wanted to.
Well, no, I mean, she could go ahead and just, you know, be a freshman next year, but just go ahead and get up there and start practicing with the team, maybe.
Well, I'll tell you this. She is a franchise-type player for any college out there. And
I mean, Charles Henderson, they'll still go deep into the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, they will. They got a Siler girl that is a solid player, and then Coach Jones's daughter is a solid player. I'd put Coach Jones's daughter up against any free throw shooter in town. That's anybody playing basketball, and I'm talking about Troy University or anybody at the university. I would put her up against anybody in this town shooting free throws. And I'm talking about college or high school or students, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about guys. Hey, I'm talking about you boys out there. She can shoot free throws as well as anybody in this part of the country. I think she's a 90% shooter right now. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Of course, you know, I don't know how the rules work. I don't know if that means she can still practice with Charles Henderson and help them get ready for games.
I doubt it. I
sort
of doubt it. She can
still travel and go to games. The big issue is I wish somebody from Charles Henderson would make a statement. I would think they're going to have to forfeit all those wins that she played in this year as well. I think that's probably going to be because they're playing an ineligible player. So I would imagine Charles Henderson, who's undefeated, will now have 4 losses due to the fact she played in 4 games.
Oh, is that how many she played in?
I believe so.
Well, it's a sad story, and of course, I hate to see this happen because she's a sweet girl. She is followed. I think she's followed the rules, you know, and now Coach Savarese.
Who's going into the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame?
Oh, brother. Savarese, what are you doing? And then we got a young man from right down here, Brundage, Alabama, that calls a shot, too. Did you know that?
Who, Ron Ingram?
Ron Ingram, yes, sir. But if it's a rule, it's a rule. Nobody notified her of it, though, you know.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things that when it's all said and done, you know, I don't know if they'll have a chance to win the state championship, how far they'll go, but you got to look. This could have been the dynasty of all dynasties. They lost in the championship game her sophomore year when they were up by 5 with a minute left. Winona came back and beat them.
Yeah, that's right.
And then they won the state championship last year. You know, and then a lot of people thought they were almost the lock of all locks to win the state championship this year. So it could only end up being one state title with the greatest teams they've ever had at Charles Henderson, and that would be extremely disappointing. Of course, these girls, I'm sure, will play for her and try their best to win a state championship. But it is a very sad developing story that just never got better. It seemed like, I mean, I remember when Neil was on the show a few weeks ago, he thought it was just a matter of time for her to be reinstated, but that was just definitely not the case.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, again, an outstanding player, but she'll go on and be a real good player.
You hate it for her because if she would have known this early in the season, she could have gone and played at the prep school.
Yeah, that's right.
So, but this will not factor into her college at all, as far as being able to play at Rutgers. So she will be able to play in college, and none of this will factor in at all.
And then, of course, a lot of people might not realize the program that they have at Rutgers. Their coach at Rutgers had won over 1,000 games. I think that's more than any coach in America.
Yeah, that's correct. Her name's Vivian Stringer, as far as women's coaches.
Yeah. I want to remind everybody that Miracle on 34th Street can be seen at Continental Seminars. Offered a very special deal Tuesday night. Bring 2 cans of non-perishable food and get free entry to see Miracle on 34th Street. This is at the Continental Cinema on Highway 231 North in Troy. Theater owner Chase Taylor said this is something the business has been doing for nearly 20 years. It's pretty simple. It's just a great thing to do. There's a need for this kind of food in our community to help people that don't have a lot of the basic essentials, and local musicians will also be there to perform prior to the show. The showing of the Christmas Classic was the first of two events to collect food for the Salvation Army. So the theater will be holding its annual Christmas showing of the Polar Express. How about that? For the whole family Thursday morning for the same entry fee. So tomorrow you can see Polar Express for the whole family with just two cans of food. So again, Salvation Army truck was pulled up at Continental Cinema Tuesday night to collect canned goods and from guests going to see Miracle on 34th Street. You know,
pick up the students in the shuttles and drive them out there. I know they used to do that. I mean,
they do that at Troy University, but they're out of school right now, though.
Yeah, it's not like Continental Theaters is close to campus. It's just kind of crazy, where that's located in Troy. You know, I thought definitely growing up that Troy would have moved towards Montgomery.
Yeah.
But Troy has moved towards Dothan.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those situations you got not many things going that way other than some car dealerships.
But it will be in the future. Troy's going to be growing everywhere, and of course another new industry.
Everybody called me yesterday and wanted to know if you lived in Andalusia.
Oh yes, sir, Andalusia. Hey, home of the Andalusia Bulldogs.
Andalusia City of Commerce ought to send you a check after what you.
Mike, look, Mike, do me a favor. I will call the mayor of Andalusia this morning, and I want you to go ahead and get me his phone number. He's a good friend of mine, and I want you to go ahead and give me his number, and we'll call him and congratulate him on what a wonderful city they have at Christmas in Andalusia, and all those positive things going on. Earl Johnson is the mayor of Andalusia. Surely his name is in the phone book. Surely, if he's the mayor, if he's a public servant, his name needs to be in that directory.
Of course, a lot going on in sports. Like we mentioned, National Signing Day. Troy's, I guess, will have their list come out throughout the day. It's guys sign on the dotted line. Of course, Troy's got a lot of needs. I'd say the biggest needs going into next season will definitely be wide receiver. You lose Damian Willis, you lose Sidney Davis, you lose DeAndre Douglas. Those are three pretty good receivers, wouldn't you say?
Well, now you lose. They graduate.
Yeah, Damian Willis, Sidney Davis.
Willis goes too. Willis is a senior.
Yeah, all three of them. Willis is a junior college guy.
Yeah, I got you. Those are two good.
You got to find offensive lineman. That's always huge, and you got to get defensive lineman. That's always huge.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we're giving away turkeys this morning. Bing, 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 bing. I need my turkey caller, don't I? But we're giving away turkeys. Call in right now. The first one that calls, I'm going to give them a free turkey, compliments of Troy Cablevision. And, of course, you pick up these turkeys at Piggly Wiggly right here in Troy, and we appreciate them very much. And, of course, I want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, it's very important, I think, to shop Troy for Christmas. You know, you can a lot of items that say, oh, let's go shopping in Montgomery or let's go shopping in Dothan. Well, let me tell you this. We've got great stores here in Troy. You can pretty much get a lot of the same things right here in Troy. So shop Troy this Christmas and leave those tax dollars in Troy and to help us always continue to be stronger than the rest, because our tax dollars do mean a lot to us, and we do have a lot of good tax revenue coming into town when we have special events. And, of course, like a Troy football team playing in Mobile, of course, that's going to enhance the community of Mobile. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very important to me for Troy to have a big crowd at this game. I know it's close to Christmas, but hey, go ahead and take Friday and Saturday, or take Friday or take Saturday, and head to Mobile for a wonderful weekend of college football and to support our Troy Trojans. And of course,
I mean, you don't even have to stay. You can just drive down for the day.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's not a bad drive at all.
It's not going to,
2 hours and 15, 2 hours and a half of drive from Troy to Mobile, and again, we need all your support, and let this nation, which this game's going to be live on ESPN nationwide.
Yeah, really poor crowd in Boca Raton last night.
Was it?
We'll have more fans than that.
Yeah, and of course that was a long ways for them to go to that game. But Troy should, and I tell you what, the Mobile Bowl, or the bowl here in Mobile, didn't get us just because we're a good football team. They also they invited us because we'll bring a crowd. Now the last time we played down there, we played South Alabama. We had a tremendous crowd. I would say there's close to 10,000 people from Troy at that game. We need at least that many, and so get your family and head down there and spend the night, or head down there and go to the game and come back. We've got a tailgate party with seafood and barbecue outside the stadium starting at 4 o'clock. There'll be a wonderful tailgate party. The cost, if you're a member of the National Alumni Association or any county alumni association, you eat absolutely free. If not, it's going to cost you $20, but it's all the barbecue and seafood you can eat. So I think that's a pretty good deal either way. But again, those of you that have your membership card, you'll actually eat free.
Yeah, and the weather looks great so far. It looks like it's going to be a sunny day. Then...
Well, you know what? It's supposed to rain like all get out Friday night, though. Have you heard that?
No, it's supposed to rain starting tonight here, and then all day Thursday, and then a little bit Friday morning. It's supposed to be gone. That's what I heard.
Well, I've heard. Well, I want you to call up.
It could be totally different down in Mobile.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's going to get colder, but I like cold weather.
It's supposed to get down in the 40s by the end of the game.
Yeah. Well, and another thing, the parade on Friday night. Now, this is a full-fledged Mardi Gras parade. It starts their Mardi Gras season in Mobile. You know, Mobile is where Mardi Gras was founded in America. Did you know that?
Yeah.
And, of course, they have a huge parade, and the Sound of the South Marching Band will be one of the highlights of that march. But we're talking about a parade that's over a mile long.
They're saying Friday all day sunny. They're not supposed to get any rain.
And let's see, we got a call coming in. I'm gonna put you on hold, Mike. Put you on hold and catch this call. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hey, Mike's Will Matthews.
Will Matthews, won't you please come home? Is that right?
That's right.
Will, bless your heart. I got to get you a present because you need to have something under the tree, man.
Well, I tell you, I'm fixing to be gone for the whole, for 2 weeks.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm gonna be visiting my kids, and I think I'll be home Saturday and Sunday, and the rest of it I won't be back till January 2nd.
All right, Will, I got to put you on hold a minute. I'm gonna come right back with you. I'll have you and Mike, but I'm giving away a turkey. Let me. All right, here we go. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Mike, it's Max. How you doing?
Max Howell, how you doing, brother? Calling in from Fulton, Mississippi. Max, we got a few of them on the line, so let me put you on hold a minute if you don't mind.
Oh, be glad.
All right, brother. Hey, we've given away turkeys this morning. All right, here we go.
Good for you. Good for you.
All right,
listeners, yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if we can do it. All right, we got both of those on hold, and we've got. Let's see what we can do with Max here. We'll get him on hold. Now we got 3 on hold. I don't know if I've ever done this before. Let's see here. Well, all right, if I miss you, we're going to bring you right back now. All right, here we go, right? One more. All right, let's see. One more. All right, let's see. Well, all right, we got you on there now. Have we got you on there? All right, one. All right, Max, got you on there? Hello.
You got Will.
Got Will Matthews. Hold on a minute. We've done this a few times, and it's supposed to work.
Max on?
It's supposed to work. All right, Max, you on now? All right, here we go.
Where?
Well, I'm having a problem here. Let's see. Well, I'm having trouble. Who do I have right now? Got you?
You got me.
All right, now. All right, who else do I have? Will?
Got both of us.
I got Will and or Max.
I'm here.
All right, here we go. And I got you. Is that right, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, and we got, all right, I'll put you on hold. I'll talk to Will Matthews in a minute and come right back. All right, Will, we're having a problem keeping you on hold here. What's going on?
Not much. I'm headed to Ozark.
All right, tell us about what your plan is. What are you going to do for the holidays?
Well, I'm going to see my children, and I'm going to the Orange Bowl, and pretty much having a big New Year's.
And now the Orange Bowl, what day is that on? That's the 29th?
It's a week from Saturday.
Week from Saturday, and of course, you excited about it?
I am, and I got great tickets. I'm on the front row of the second deck.
Oh boy, how'd you do that?
It'd be perfect. It's luck. Just
Oh,
pure
is that
luck.
right? Yeah. Max, so we got you on? All right, Will, I'm gonna have to pick up Max, but call me back if you will.
Pick up Max, and then I'll wait a few minutes.
All right, okay, all right, that'll be good. That's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna put you on hold, and there we go. All right, who we got? Max or Mike?
Yeah, man.
It's me, it's Max.
All right, we got Max. All right, I've got y'all, and I've got to figure a way to get Will in here. Hold on a minute. That'll be something if I can. All right, we got y'all on still.
I'm on.
Max, Mike. All right, Will.
We need to get you a new phone up there.
Well, what it is, I can bring 2 in, but 3 is pretty hard to do.
Right now, you ain't got one.
All right, here we go. All right, got you and Max, is that right? All right, we got you and Max, Mike, is that right? Who all we got?
I'm here.
Mike?
I'm here.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Max Howell calling in from Fulton, Mississippi. How things going, Max?
Mike, doing good, man. We all get ready to, kind of wind it down for the holidays, and certainly talking a lot of recruiting days, National Signing Day for the first time, and in a while I have an early signing period, and everybody up this way is kind of excited. Football's in the in the air, and guys playing in bowl games, and young kids coming out of high school getting on to college.
No question about it.
Mississippi looked pretty good against Alabama the other night in the high school game.
They did. This is a big defensive and offensive lineman, Mike. This year is really big in this state. The quarterback is a kid going to Arkansas. They had a couple of running backs. One out of Tupelo did pretty well. One out of down at Brandon did pretty well. And I believe that's only the first time. I think Mississippi's won 3 out of the last 4, but I think that's the first time they won in Alabama.
That's right. Yeah. In fact,
I went back and talked with a couple of guys that called that ball game, and Alabama's roster, a lot of those kids chose not to play in that All-Star game. They went ahead, and I know the kid out of Thompson, The quarterback is already practicing at Alabama for the bowl game, and there's several early signs that didn't show up.
Yeah. Of course, it's amazing what these kids are doing now, you know, and you know, they're just so afraid they're going to get hurt, I reckon. But now, let me ask this. Now, these prima donnas, though, Max, these guys that are prima donnas, you know, they want laud a little bit. I mean, they want to enjoy the recruiting process, so why not, you know?
Yeah, well, a lot of them go, you know, wait till February to go ahead and sign. The early signing period, the 19th today, that doesn't necessarily mean they got to sign. And they got 30 days in this period, and they got 30 more to decide in February when they want to sign. So, you know, it's a process. A lot of kids, I think about 75% of the kids that's being recruited is going to sign today to get through with the process.
Before we move over to Will, Max, the quarterback for UAB has 2 more years. Boy, he's quite a player, isn't he?
He did very well. Yeah, look, Bill Clark's done a great job. We're going to open up our show today talking about that. I watched that game last night against Northern Illinois, and he has done a good job. A lot of people don't realize, though, Mike, that program just didn't blossom. Even when they shut it down, Bill Clark stayed employed. He was there 2 years.
Yeah.
Building that program, and he was recruiting. He was taking junior college players, and he was taking transfers and all the things it takes to build it. Plus, he worked the political arena. They get the new stadium built right downtown in Birmingham. That's to go along with it.
I tell you, that program is really on the upswing, don't you think? Whether Alabama likes it or not, is that right?
Well, we'll have to see.
Well, I mean, Alabama's supporting it. The Board of Trustees are the ones that approve all this.
Exactly right. I mean, you got to realize some of those guys are on the same board. They're not going to let it get too big. Let me just tell you that. I mean, the politics of that, in particular the state of Alabama, is going to be the University of Alabama first. UAB is just the medical school part. That they aren't going to relinquish that control. They'll let the athletic program get so far, but they won't let it get out of hand. I promise you.
Of course, Mike, tell us about this quarterback. He is really good at UAB.
Well, you know, he was, the backup all year, and A.J. Early got hurt, the starting quarterback, and, Johnson.
You mean this guy wasn't the starter all year long?
No, Early was the starter all year long.
Oh, boy.
This was only his 4th start of the year.
Yeah, so this guy is not the one that I saw play against
Southern Miss. I think you saw Early play.
Yeah, Early. Gosh, this guy Early was a good-looking player, too. Is he a senior?
No, you didn't go to Southern Miss. What did you go to? You went to North Texas game, didn't you?
North Texas. Yeah, North Texas.
Yeah, when they played Mason Fine. Yeah, this guy was the backup all year until like the last 4 games.
Golly. But this Brian Benson.
It's called recruiting, Mike.
Yeah.
It's called Spanish Ford High School.
Well, Bill Clark's got a foothold in the Alabama high school branches, and you go hear comments all over. Mike, I know you right there in Birmingham. You go hear a lot about it, but I had the guys on from Jocks yesterday, and he's already gone from $600 to $1.4 million, and he's got a $200,000 to $300,000 raise built in over his contract over the next 4 years.
Oh yeah. Well, a guy named Bryant Vincent, young man that was from Kentucky, actually was a walk-on player at Livingston and played under Bobby, the legendary Alabama defensive back.
Wallace.
Not Bobby Wallace.
Bobby Johns.
Bobby Johns. You remember Bobby Johns, don't you?
Yeah.
And he played for Bobby Johns at Livingston, and then he was a graduate assistant coach for Bobby Johns. Learned a lot of offense, believe it or not, from Bobby Johns. And and then he came here to Charles Henderson, then went to South Alabama with Bill Clark, and then left there and went to, he went to Greenville, and he was head coach at Greenville, and he was then he was head coach at Pine, what's the school down in Baby Mike?
He was head coach at Spanish Ford.
Oh, Spanish Ford. And he has really been a great addition to their offense, don't you think, Mike?
Well, he was with Joey Jones last year and got fired.
Yeah, that's right. He was with Joey Jones for 3 or 4 years.
At South Alabama. He went to South Alabama after UAB did away with their program.
Yeah, exactly. Mike, we're going to stick you on hold. We're going to go to the other line that's blinking here. Here we go. All right, Max, stay on. back on the air. Will Matthews, is that you?
That is.
All right, we got Max. Max, we got you. Hey, Max. Oh, boy, we're holding out. Mike, is it you or Max? All right, well, let's see here. Max, we got you still?
Yeah.
All right, Mike, we're going to try to get this other one in. Let's see if we can. This will be like a minor miracle if this can happen. Well, it won that one is. All right, there we go. Back to our show, and of course we've got Will Matthews now on. Is that right?
Yep, I'm
And
here.
Max, do we have you? Mike, we got you. So let me bring this other one in, and we'll be ready, Will. That should do it. Are y'all both on now? Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, and got Will on too, is that right? Well, we're going to take a short break. I apologize.
Three people on the phone. You've never been able to do that.
I know.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time. Know-how, Napa know-how.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Back to the show, and Santa is ready to come see you, Max. Max, have you got your chimney, your stockings hung by the chimney with care?
I'm a bachelor, buddy. Listen, I put a candle in the window, and that's it.
Max, I'm gonna send somebody over to your house and with a specially wrapped gift, so you'll have something to open Christmas morning.
Well, now listen, Mike, I'll be starting Friday. I'll either be entertained or will be entertained from now till next Wednesday.
I know it. Hey, every single woman in Fulton County is calling you up, wanting you to come eat with them. Is that right?
I'm doing okay in that,
Well, hey, that's what I'm saying, man. All these eligible women are calling you up, wanting to come over and have Christmas.
Well, that's kind of the other side of my personality. I don't talk a lot about that.
Oh, I know you don't. And we're laid back. We're laid back. And of course, a lot of your friends watching on Facebook this morning. I appreciate that. Of course, we're Max Howell, very well known throughout the radio circuit, and But Max, you're a handsome guy. You look good on TV.
Now, listen, I tried my run at TV, Mike, and it didn't take long for me to figure out. I do much better on radio.
Mike Amos is on the other line, and then I've got a whole, is that right, Mike? I got you. Will, are you anywhere around?
No, you got me.
All right, okay. And
Will Matthews, your golf expert. Will play golf at Vanderbilt.
Exactly. Well, he knows Will, no question about it. Max, of course, we're right in the middle of the bowl season, and everybody's looking forward to, of course, Christmas, and then next week the big bowl games. One of them, Orange Bowl in Miami. Do you see Oklahoma having a chance to beat Alabama here?
Well, I think it's going to depend on how Alabama plays and what their game plan is, Mike. We kind of talked a little bit about that. Everybody knows that Oklahoma can score. I don't think many people think they can stop Alabama's offense, but I'm going to be interested to see how Coach Saban and that bunch put the offense together. Do they go with Jalen Hurts and ball control and shorten the game down?
That's right.
And keep and keep the other bunch on the sideline, the offense from Oklahoma, or do they try to outscore? That's going to be really, really interesting. Or maybe entertaining will be a combination of that.
You know what, Max? If you look at it, Alabama can be as balanced as any team in the country because they've got 4 real good running backs. They got a quarterback they can run. Well, one thing Hurt does bring to the table. He makes Oklahoma have to work hard on both sides. The running game and the passing game.
That's true, and that's why somewhere in the back of my mind that I think Coach Saban, part of the game, and maybe they start the game, trying to ball control it and grind it out and score 2 or 3 touchdowns on the ground. And then maybe put Tua in there and let him throw it a few times. I'm going to be interested to see if Tua is 100%. And I know what they say, he's getting better and all that stuff. But, guys, he had the same injury that Jalen Hurts did. It took Hurts 5 or 6 weeks to get ready. He wasn't even ready when he scored against Georgia. He was still not full speed. So, I'm hoping, both of them will be able to play, and Alabama can keep the ball on the offensive side.
No question about it. And it's going to be a great game. Mike has been listening to William.
The biggest issue with Alabama is you hope it doesn't come down to special teams and having to kick a field goal at the very end because, he's been pretty inconsistent throughout the year. I think he's missed 5 extra points. And I think he did kick a 49-yard field goal, but Alabama's punt game and kicking game still really poor.
Today, Alabama will probably get a kicker from Hoover. And Max, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. They've got 2 great kickers at Hoover. One of them will kick the extra point, and then when the field goal comes around, the other one will kick the field goal.
No, that was last year.
I thought they rotated on who was going to kick.
No, that guy, their top kicker last year split duties with the guy that's the #1 kicker in the country. He went to Nebraska.
Yeah,
Nebraska's starting kicker this year. And this kid is signing with Alabama out of Hoover this year.
And I watched him kick.
About Josh Niblett, guys, no matter what position, they turn him out in Hoover. I mean, he's the one that coached the All-Stars on Monday night. Of course, Alabama came up a little short, but the reason it is because I think a lot of those kids that should have played didn't play. And, went on to the college level. I mean, that's a couple.
Did you realize that little excuse my language, snotty-nosed boy, little boy of John Niblett, who coached at South Montgomery Academy, you and John Niblett have something in common. Y'all both coached at South Montgomery Academy. Isn't that right?
I didn't know that. I didn't remember.
He later on, he came behind y'all and won a state championship. Josh's dad, John.
Well, it was me first and John Fairclough.
That's right.
And then Josh, John.
John Niblett. That's right.
I called the game last year on radio with Birmingham, basically for Hoover and Thompson. And I was standing on the sideline before the game, and John came up.
That's
and we
right.
talked, and I had literally forgotten that he was there.
He was a real good linebacker at Jacksonville State,
He
too.
was, exactly right.
And a hard-nosed coach, but you're right. He won a state championship right after you left.
And then, sadly enough, that school is now closed, Mike.
I know it. I hated that. Y'all had a quarterback named Rayleigh, I remember.
They do still have Red Schoolhouse there, though.
But now listen. I want you to hear this coaching lineup. Of course, you had Max Howell, the head coach. Your offensive coordinator was Sim Bird.
That's right.
Your defensive coordinator was Mike Sadler, or who was it?
It was. Yeah,
the guy
Mike
from
Sadler was with us. He came
and
over
then,
with us.
Then you had a golf coach from the later on was Auburn's golf coach, Mike Griffin.
You're right.
Yeah, you had a all-star coaching staff, did you?
Well, you know, all those guys were seniors. You know, and of course you go back and look. Half that was in the Hall of Fame now.
That's right.
In Troy.
Yeah, Bobby Enslin. Yeah.
Yeah, we had some outstanding athletes, and they were looking to get a shot. Yeah. You know, and I was trying to help build that program over there, and we were trying to draw students as well as.
Well, and back then you had a lot of schools like Greenville High School. Most everybody went to Fort Dale for a brief period of time.
Very true.
Fort Dale and Greenville, they were just loaded. You know, all of them are. You know. And and a good friend of mine was coaching over at Hooper. You know who that was? Bobby Skelton. You remember Bobby Skelton?
Bobby, absolutely, I do.
Good friend of mine that coached over at Hooper.
Don't you think Niblett, seeing what Bill Clark's done, you know, jumping from high school to college, don't you think Niblett would probably want to make that move?
I talked to Josh a year ago. We actually only at that ball game. I said out on the sideline. We were talking. I asked him point blank, you know, how much longer. He said he would consider the move. But he said it'd have to be a great job. And the only problem, once you get to that level, Mike, there are not many guys that'll move from there to a head coaching job at the college ranks.
That's right.
That means he'd have to go to an assistant job. And I think he's doing so well financially and every other way, he doesn't want to take an assistant coaching job.
Well, you know,
that was the implication I got from him.
He's a legend in high school sports, no question about it.
Oh yeah, well look at his accomplishments.
Yeah,
I mean, it's on and on and on. They go to compete for the state championship every year, and he does a great job up there. And of course, they reward him quite well.
They pay him $165,000 a year.
Wait a minute, he makes $165,000 a year.
Plus
That's right.
Plus a car and a truck. And all
boy, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, Max Howell is in the radio business himself, and how's that going for you, Max?
Well, we've been on the air since we got the ESPN affiliate here in Tupelo, Mississippi, and we've got all our mechanical problems. We got youth transmitter and everything up and running now. We're taking the month of December, Mike, because we opened up on September 1st with the football season. Had 2 or 3 different kind of programs, some live, some network stuff. Well, we take it from now to the first of the year to sit back and reevaluate every program. I'm sitting in with every show.
Yeah.
It's live now, and we're gonna probably make some changes.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna start 2019 with probably some new programming. I got a drive time in the afternoon coming. I've got a revamp in the morning show. I'm gonna probably stay on the midday show, particularly during football season. Probably bring some basketball people in and baseball people in the midday show during the other seasons.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going well. We're tickled to death. We've been well received in the community. Remember, as a town of 50,000, we got 28 radio stations here.
I know, it's amazing.
So it's very competitive. I've gone through a half dozen salespeople, so I can't quite cut it because it's pretty tough on the street right now. So we're extremely pleased with the progress we've made, and have been, as I said, been well received in the market.
Is there so many radio stations there because this is the birthplace of Elvis?
Yeah, 28 radio stations.
Isn't that amazing?
I know, but I was kidding around about Elvis. That's Elvis's birthplace, Tupelo, Mississippi. I can't believe 28 radio stations. That's crazy.
Yes, it is
and what was crazier was no sport talk. We're giving away turkeys. Call in to our guy up top, and we'll give you a turkey this morning. Of course, Max.
Look at Montgomery, Alabama, though. Their top sports radio shows on 7:40 a.m. You can only pick it up for about 30 miles.
I know it. Right. And of course, that's Jim Fife. He built that program very well for a long time. Let me tell you this, Max. Troy just dodged the bullet on losing their coach. Last Monday a week ago, Max, our coach was talking to Kansas State about that job. It came down to two people, Brown from Troy and the head coach at North Dakota State.
And they
hired. Yeah, I saw. I didn't know Neil was in that group.
Oh, he was the number 2 guy. He was interviewed.
Yeah, he was in negotiations. Yeah.
Yeah. Mike, did he make the trip out there? I want to say that he probably did.
Yeah, he went to Manhattan, Kansas.
So it came down between the two of them, and we were that close to losing our coach.
Well, so he's solid for another year. Look, as long as he wins, guys, you know you're going to have to fight that battle.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I mean, he's still, 38, 39 years old?
And exactly right. And whether it's a guy off his staff or if it's whether it's a newcomer, Max, there are a lot of hungry football coaches out there, and I don't want them unless they're hungry. Don't you agree?
I have no doubt. I mean, and what happens, Mike, and look from my perspective, looking backwards, of course, as old as I've gotten to be now, I get a chance to do that, but you're right. You got to have somebody that's really aggressive. Yeah. But when you get a guy at a smaller school, particularly, if they're successful, the natural process is they're going to go on. Now, every guy out there, though, does not want to move to a bigger. They understand all the politics that go with it, all the pressures that go with it, and some of them are satisfied to stay at that level.
Well, I keep saying this. We're paying coaches way, way too high. I mean, if you're an SEC coach, you're making at least $2 million, maybe $3 million. Is that right?
Average is about 4 now here.
The average around $4 million, so that's a $4 million job, any SEC job. And then, of course, Auburn's
I told you Kansas State paid $3.4 to Bill Snyder.
3.4. They were paying him that much, and I would think this new guy probably got in that neighborhood. Wouldn't you think?
They probably started him a little bit lower, because of lack of experience at the major D1 level. Because their schedule is pretty, Coach Snyder's got it up very competitive. Let's put it that way.
The young man out at...
He's got so many national championship rings from North Dakota State, though. He wears them on 2 different hands.
Does he really?
Well, I'll tell you, though, guys, that's a different level now. I'm just telling you, the here's where the competition comes in recruiting. He won't be able to get, the kids he even had at North Dakota State as easily at Kansas State to compete on that level as he did where he was. And I'm sure he recognizes that. Yeah. But I'm just telling you, I've been at both levels, and it's a different ballgame.
Well, I was watching that North Dakota team pretty closely because Troy played them and beat them back in 1984, a long time ago. This is the winningest program around, and of course, they're.
Don't you ever wonder how they got all those kids there?
Oh, I know it. I know it. And somebody told me that they actually had a casino on campus. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah,
I've heard. Well, it's right next to the stadium. Isn't that right, Mike?
Yeah, that's right.
They have a casino.
I don't know.
It's different. Well, North Dakota and South Dakota. I remember we went one time to Vermillion, South Dakota to play one time. The problem with those places are that the towns are 100 miles apart. You got to go at least 100 miles before you see a single player,
You got to wear chains on your tires or a sleigh to get there in the wintertime.
Exactly. But
I go to Memphis, and that's about as far north as I go there.
Yeah, exactly.
What about Ole Miss recruiting? How many scholarships are they back to full?
Oh, they back. They're going to sign 26 kids. Between now and February.
They're out. The probation's over now.
Yeah, the probation's over. They can go after it. Here's the thing, though, Mike. What's really concerned a lot of fans is that as bad as they were on defense this year, I looked at the top 10 yesterday. They had one defensive commitment at the top 10. All the rest of them are offensive players.
Golly.
You can't win. You cannot win in the SEC without a balance. We all know that. So I'm going to say to you, they're working on a new offensive coordinator. It took Mac McIntyre that got dismissed at Colorado. He's come in to be the defensive guy. But the fact is, they don't have enough defensive players. I don't care who they put over there. Nick Saban couldn't coach the defense with the number of players or lack of that they have on the defensive side.
No question
and
about
to bring a guy named Will Hall to coach their offense. His dad was a legend in the state at the high school level. He played at North Alabama, won the equivalent to the Heisman.
I remember that name.
Yeah,
You're right.
He was the head coach of West Alabama. Yeah.
Right, and he won that. Went to West Georgia. Now he's at Tulane right now. and he spent 1 year at Memphis. He was at Tulane as the offensive coordinator. They're trying to work out a contract deal with him as we speak this morning.
You notice that Tulane program's is starting to get better too. With that's the former Georgia Southern coach that's coaching there now. Well, he's also the guy that was out at Texas.
How Will Hall got there, he had already known the guys that had coached at a lower level. So back to answer your question, Ole Miss is going to be probably another 6-16 next year, and if Matt Luke can survive, which I'll question if he does after next year, they'll try to start over. They still got internal problems with the athletic department. They got a new president coming in. They having to go revamp almost the whole university from the president.
How in the world has that athletic director kept his job? I mean, I thought for sure he was a governor.
That's the next one going. That's between me and you. I know that for a fact.
I'm shocked.
Well, let me ask you this personal question, Max. How did your buddy get that job in Virginia? How did he get that job?
In Virginia? Which one? Tell me who it is.
You're talking about Hugh Freeze got the
Hugh Freeze got the job.
Oh, listen, man, that
Wait a minute now. Listen, you say all these bad things about Hugh Freeze. Hey, this is a Baptist school that's hiring him.
Hey, Mike, you know who the athletic director is?
Who?
He's the guy that dismissed at Baylor for all the sexual
harassment.
Oh,
no.
Yeah. It's become Redemption Center.
Hey, he left that Baptist school at Baylor and went to the Baptist school, their Baptist school.
Exactly right. I mean, look, guys,
It's who you know, isn't it?
We don't need to get in that conversation on the radio. Sometimes call me off air and I'll tell you.
Well, you know Hugh Freeze. Now, what does Hugh Freeze bring to the table? No, that's good. Now, we know that he can recruit, but he gets in trouble recruiting, doesn't he?
Well, almost every time.
Coffee.
I'm saying the guy could put some players together, but, they hang their head on beating Alabama twice. Guys, the three of us could beat Alabama with the players they bought.
I know it.
I'm just telling you.
I'll tell you right now, and I don't think I wouldn't have to tell you. You know the guy that turned them in, it had to be Saban. He had to have turned them in, don't you think?
I think it was the folks there at Mississippi State.
Well, let's just say this: when Saban looked at their roster and said, "How did they get that 5-star? How did Ole Miss get that 5-star?" Ole Miss had probably 5 to 10 5-stars on their roster, didn't they?
Well, they had 3 first-round draft picks.
Yeah.
The old adage about Coach Bryant when he lost, I think he lost to Mississippi State 6-3 way back.
I remember that. I remember the fumble and everything.
Bob was the head coach.
Don Jacobs was the quarterback.
Yeah, one of my buddies was on that staff, and he was walking along after the game. Coach Bryant came up. Bob was a little short guy. Coach Bryant put his arm around him. He said, "Now, Coach," he said, I fooled around with bought a player or two, but I never bought a whole football team." I think that's about where Hugh Freeze was.
Yeah, no question about it.
One thing about Liberty, Turner Gill, of course, Troy played up there this year, and Troy lost somehow to a team that gave up about 45 points a game. But it's really a sad situation. His wife has health problems, health issues, and that's why he had to step away, and that's kind of how Freeze came in and got the job.
Isn't that a shame that they didn't work out something with Turner Gill? He did a good job there, didn't he?
Well, I mean, a lot of people thought Freeze was going to be the offense coordinator at Tennessee, and Pruitt still doesn't have an offense coordinator yet.
No, they don't do it. But look, Sankey stopped all of that in the SEC. And I want to make one more thing. You asked me about it, and I'll just tell you this. All that stuff about Jeremy Pruitt, about Nick Saban, and Gus Malzahn all wanting him to come, guys, go back and check the source of that information. That didn't come off those college campuses. It all came out of Memphis.
Jimmy Sexton
put all that information out trying to get him a job.
How powerful is Jimmy Sexton? How powerful is he? I bet he's doing a lot of hiring, isn't he?
American college football, I can tell you that right.
What did you say?
He's the most powerful guy in college football.
Isn't that amazing?
He controls 29 head coaches.
He controls the money.
That's where it is. That's what it's all about. He gets his 3 or 4% every year.
Hey, and don't you know these college administrators hate to see Jimmy Sexton's car on campus? Said, "Oh gosh, How much we got to pay this guy to keep him?
I said, you're right.
Oh,
God. But came out yesterday, Max, about Justin Fields from Georgia is going to transfer. Yeah. And, of course, he was the top quarterback in the country before he went to Georgia.
Do you think he'll go to Auburn?
A lot of people think he might go to Florida.
Well, he might go to Florida or he might go to Auburn. Auburn's the one that needs him now.
Mike, look, we don't need to get there either. Auburn don't need NCAA coming back looking at them again.
Yeah.
I'm going to just tell you. And wherever he goes, they're going to be right behind him to see.
I've got a feeling that this kid, either they're going to play the kid that comes in out of high school or this kid, this Sandberg kid who's been 25, 26 years old.
They've been playing minor league baseball.
Yeah.
I think Bo Nix is probably going to end up. I'm surprised that Kelly Bryant didn't end up there, but he saw some stuff inside that evidently he didn't like. Ended up going over to Missouri, but look, Gus Malzahn had best results from guys that he brought in from either junior college or transfers or whatever. He didn't have a very good track record developing. That's why I'm personally concerned about Bo Nix. Of course, Patrick, his dad, played there, did very well. I'm sure there's a lot of loyalty there. But you guys are right there pretty close. Do you not think Gus keep? I don't think Gus keeps his job unless he wins at least 10. And if he loses to Georgia and Alabama, that's 2 losses. Yeah. I think they may fire him after that.
He could still lose if he gets beat by Purdue in the bowl game. Who knows?
That's very true.
All right, right now
you never know with Auburn.
Yeah, all these great high school quarterbacks in Alabama. How do you compare Bo Nix with the kid Mike from the Coach Bryant's grandson and?
Paul Tyson's already at the University of Alabama practice.
All right, so you got Tyson.
And then you got Talua Tagovailoa, who's at Thompson.
And then you got to throw in the kid at Phoenix City too, Central.
He's going to LSU.
Yeah, I watched him against Mississippi the other night. He's got to develop a lot as a thrower. He's not very good at thrower.
I think he's going to put him as a wide receiver or defensive back. Tell you the truth.
Probably will.
He's got some skill, but
this Bo Nix is the real deal. Then is that right?
Yeah, it appears.
Is he a big kid? Does he have much size at all?
Yeah, he's 6'2".
Now, Mike, do you think he'll sign? No, he's already enrolled, hasn't he? He's already enrolled at Auburn, hasn't he? Nix has.
Well, no, I mean, he played in the Mississippi-Alabama game the other night, but he'll be going to Auburn in January.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he'll go ahead and enroll. So they're expected. He might be the man. What do you think?
But you know what? It takes 10 more, Mike.
I know it.
What about the running back situation? What about
the offensive line was awful.
And the offensive line was awful last year. Now, they'll be a little bit better because, I think 4 out of 5 returned. They should be better. But, now we got Gus calling the plays, and you can sit in your chair at home and chart what he calls is almost the same thing. And you don't think defensive coordinators can't do that as well. So, I mean, I just don't have a lot of hope of what I see right now out of that program for next year.
Yeah. So,
where will Neil Brown be the coach next year, Auburn or Ole Miss?
I don't know. He'll have a better shot at Ole Miss probably.
Well, I tell you what, he loses his top 3 receivers. I know that, and he really only had 1 running back that has really been successful.
Mike, what about their recruiting in the junior college ranks? Are they going to try to replace those guys with junior college kids?
I don't know, Mike.
They've already got 16 guys committed today. They're number 2 in the Sun Belt right now in recruiting, and they'll have some guys that will transfer in as well from the senior transfer rule. Dad and I were talking about that yesterday. That's a huge thing in college football now that you get guys that are proven to come in and help your programs.
Yep, it is, and are we not drifting more and more closer to the NFL though than not at every level? I mean, that's almost like a free agency situation with those upperclassmen transferring. And now expanding the playoffs, and I just see a drift toward that way. And, of course, for years, that was what the collegiate ranks said. Hey, we don't want to be like the NFL.
All right, but now you've been around recruiting all these years, Max. This is the best thing that's ever happened to the smaller schools like Troy, like Memphis, the smaller schools, Middle Tennessee, those schools are now able to latch on players now that they would easily possibly lose in February because these big guys have gone back on them. You know what I mean?
But Mike, let me tell you, I think it's a progression. The first thing was when they reduced the number of scholarships. That was the first thing.
That's right. And that's the best thing ever happened to it, 25 scholarships, yeah.
Yeah, that was first. And then now they're trying to make it more. What they're trying to do is level the playing field. And they're gradually doing that. If you notice, they wait 3 or 4 or 5 years before they make another rule change.
But Troy is able to recruit players right now with this December deal that they might not have been able to get in April. February.
When I came out of high school, you could sign in November.
Oh, yeah.
You could sign the first Sunday after Thanksgiving.
And you could sign 60 players, too, couldn't you?
How about 110?
110. Oh, God.
110 in the recruiting class in 1957 at Auburn.
I think Bear Bryant actually had over 10 quarterbacks on his squad at one time.
And Johnny Ball did too.
Yeah.
Hey, Archie Manning was number 6, by the way.
Oh, really? Is that right?
That's right.
Oh boy,
Archie Manning will be the speaker in Mobile on Friday.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Dollar General Bowl.
You know what I mean? Max, of course, this is a big time, and like I said, but you do agree that this is real big for the middle of the road teams like Troy.
I don't think it's any doubt.
Because they're able to latch on to these guys that they could lose in February.
It's good for everybody. It's good for everybody. The coaches now can, after today, they get to say 75% of their commitment list. Now they only got 5 or 6, 7 guys they got to work on between now and February. They can now redevote their efforts and time to the off-season program, to be sure the kids academically eligible, get ready for spring training. There's 100 things they can do that the coach staff can do.
And for you Auburn fans out there, looks like they're having a banner year right now. They look like they had several 5-stars.
Who is that?
Auburn. I hear they're having a real good recruiting year.
They're still barely in the top 15 though. Alabama's clearly number 1, and then Texas A&M and Georgia are right on Alabama's heels.
Oh boy.
Kirby Smart is a great recruiter. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. But Max, please tell me that they still don't measure the size of a young man's heart.
No, but Mike.
Listen, measure the size of a young man's heart.
Mike, a 5'6", 180-pounder can't play in the SEC.
Oh.
His heart will beat, but his legs will be broken.
Wait a minute, you're not trying to tell me that the great linebacker at Alabama back in the 60s that they wouldn't even let practice, he was so mean. You mean
Leroy Jordan?
No, not Leroy.
He's on Darwin Holt.
Darwin Holt. You mean Darwin Holt couldn't play today?
No, I don't believe so. They got guys that 6'4", 220 just as bad as he was. They can outrun him.
See, I think the biggest thing now, ladies and gentlemen, is if you don't run 4.5, you can't play linebacker. And if you don't run 4.4, you can't play corner. Is that right?
Or wide receiver either one.
Isn't that amazing?
Hey, Max, I missed out. What happened to Ole Miss's offensive coordinator? Did he take a job somewhere? Because I thought he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, he went to North Carolina with Matt Brown.
Okay.
To be his offensive coordinator.
Boy, well, all right now, Max, I'm fixing to make you feel bad. Boy, when North Carolina hired him, boy, he really enhanced the reputation of a 75-year-old coach. Is that right?
He's 67.
He's 67, Mike.
I apologize. So he's not the oldest coach in America now since our guy Kansas State retired.
Since Kansas State, since Coach Snyder retired. He was 79, by the way.
Yeah.
Now Matt Brown's 67. He's putting together a staff up there. They'll recruit well. But from everything I've read, he's only going to be there a couple of 3 years. He's going to move into the athletic director's job.
Okay.
And then, I heard Gene Chizik may go with him too. I don't know.
Yeah. I like Gene Chizik.
Chapel Hill is a beautiful place too.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Max, I like Gene Chizik. Maybe it's his demeanor. All these other guys are big talkers, loud talkers. I like the way he handles himself.
Me too. Yeah, I think he's the best. I think he's the best in the SEC now.
Yeah.
That they got. He's logical. He understands the game.
Exactly.
He and Chris Dorn, I think.
Well, I don't know about old Dorn now. Dorn, where's he getting all his knowledge, you know?
Shoot, he was all SEC receiver.
Well, I know he was a good receiver, but listen, Chiswick has been there and done there, you know.
Yeah, Dorn tries to keep, try to keep in the conversation, but I think Gene Chiswick.
And that Chiswick is older than people think. I remember when he coached at Central Florida for years, and everybody talked about him as being a Hercules weight, even over their weights and all that, and linebackers. He was a legend at Central Florida before he left.
Yeah, he's been around a while.
He's a big muscle man. A lot of people don't realize, you know this, Max, but a lot of people don't realize he's a big muscle man, probably more of a muscle man than any coach out there, probably.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how much
he looked like between Jim Tompkins and Max Howell. I don't know.
Gene Chiswick's 56 years old.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of you local people, Jim Tompkins and Max Howell were very good, close friends and teammates, along with John Fairclough at Troy. But Max is you introduced weights to Jim Tompkins, I think, and he started working out weights, and he became a little Hercules like you.
Yeah, he worked out. In fact, he was, I guess he still is startable. He coached with Jackie Sherrill over
That's right,
10 years. He continued to work out. I haven't seen him in a while.
Well, I tell you what, he loved to mow his grass without a shirt on, because he had a physique that was unreal.
Well, he worked at it, Mike.
I know.
He really worked at it hard.
Yeah, well, you've never quit. Bud Casey, Bud never quit working out. You guys that really work out, y'all don't ever quit.
It's a habit. It's a lifestyle. You feel, if you do it so long, Mike, you feel guilty.
What did you do before you came on this show today? I want to know.
Oh, I did my push-ups and sit-ups. I've gone just...
See, and people don't realize that those are the two basic things you do is push-ups and sit-ups.
Ask Herschel Walker. He still does 500 a day.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
Herschel Walker still thinks he can play, too. He's like 52 years old.
Well, see, that was the thing about you and Coach Atkins. Atkins worked out, too, and I don't know if Creel worked out or not, but
he worked out.
Those players were scared of y'all. Y'all look like Hercules, and they look like little young boys, They were scared of you.
Mike, Billy Atkins put a program together down there that all of us are proud of, still are. We were being.
No question about it.
He's the future of Troy's athletic department.
Yeah. Well, Max, it's the holiday season.
I realized when Tompkins didn't get the job, it went to Chan Gailey, and then look what Chan Gailey ended up doing the rest of his career.
And let me tell you this, and at that time I said, boy, we were making the biggest mistake in the world. Jim Tompkins has been there and deserved the job, you know that. And the athletic director was for him and everything, but they had one guy who was on the board of trustees, made friends with Chan when Chan was an assistant coach before he went to the Air Force Academy, and that friendship landed Chan the job. And let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, I was so wrong. I mean, Chan Gailey became one of the great football coaches in America at that time.
Yeah, he won the national championship.
With a no-huddle wishbone.
Yeah, he did that. And wasn't Mike Turk the quarterback for them?
Yeah, he was. He sure was.
And
Kerry Christensen, too. But you're exactly right. And
well, I didn't know what was going on. I was 8 years old, Max, and Dad and my granddad got in the car and drove all the way from Troy to McAllen, Texas, on the Mexico.
Right on the border.
To watch Troy win the national
championship. To play a football game. And I tell you what, you didn't see a whole lot of football-like people, down there.
No, that's for sure.
But we beat North Dakota State on a last-second field goal. The buzzer went off when the ball was in the air. And a young man out of Georgiana, Alabama, Ted Clem, a pure freshman, kicked the
51-yarder.
51-yarder, and everybody jumped down from the stadium. The wall was about 6 feet tall at least. And I said, oh, gosh, we left Mr. Crow, my 80-year-old father-in-law at the time. I said, we left him in the stands, and I turned around, and there he was. He had jumped over that 6-foot fence just like everybody else. I mean, he didn't get excited about anything, did he, Mike?
No.
But he got excited that day. Of course, that was a miraculous victory. And, of course,
what about Southern Miss? Y'all have many callers about Southern Miss? I mean, you don't really hear about that program that much.
I got one guy that's on our air, does our Friday night scoreboard shows, a graduate, played baseball there. You know, and he calls in occasionally. But no, Jay Hobson, guy that was on the staff was on the team when I was coaching at Ole Miss, and I followed him. He was at Alcorn State, then he went to Southern Miss and won 6 this year. But didn't get a bowl bid.
Yeah.
So they was sporadic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They go out and win 1 or 2, and then they played well against Auburn, but didn't win the ball game. And but they just couldn't put it together.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the long term future of his tenure there, or what they're going to do.
Yeah.
They don't draw very well. The stadium only seats about 35,000. They're fortunate to fill it up, and they've just internally just got financial problems with their student base. They don't have a large student body. It's kind of shaky, to say the least.
Max, the old coach that was so successful there, I bet they have looked back so many times and said, why did we let him go?
Yeah. Well, Jeff.
What was his name? Jeff Bauer, and he wasn't an old coach when he left either, was he?
No, he wasn't. He'd been there. I think they feel like the program had just gotten stale, Mike, and they were looking for some new.
But you look at who he beat and some of the teams. I mean, he was a very good coach.
Well, Larry Fedora, took over, and he stayed there 4 or 5 years. Then he went to North Carolina. He's the one that just fired at North Carolina. Matt Brown. Where it is, he's coming back into Mississippi trying to get a job. But internally, guys, you guys been around the program a lot. Sometimes things happen internally.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly where they came from.
You're exactly right. I mean, there's no question in my mind. Larry Blakeney could have coached a lot more years. I mean, Larry Blakeney was most football coaches are figureheads anywhere, and I can't think of a better one than him. I mean, people love Larry Blakeney.
Yeah, but Troy had for five years without a winning record.
I know that, but you know what? You get a real good quarterback. I don't care. Here I am, Max. You get a real good quarterback, you got a shot.
Well, you do. I mean, that's obviously that's where the programs are built around. You got to do that. But back to the Larry Blakeney thing, he did a remarkable job. But you're right. After a while, the administration feels like it's a stale situation, and the money's gotten so big now, guys. You got TV rights, and you need to put 35,000 in the stands every week. There's a lot of things that go into it that the average fan never thinks about.
Well, I'll tell you this, and I think you'll understand, and this went through a lot of people's minds about our football program when we built the arena first instead of building the end zone first.
Right.
A lot of people think that we should have built the end zone first because football was the sport that carried us, that was more important because it was football. And, some people thought that right there was a sort of a calling card for Larry when they did that first. You know what I mean?
Well,
and it's great for both of them, and I'm positive about both of them. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of football people would have wanted to go the football route first.
But you know what, Mike? It all depends on the guys at the top making the decision.
You're exactly right.
Whoever makes those decisions, and sometimes they take a sampling. Sometimes they just do it internally and make it, financially.
Exactly.
It has a lot to do with it sometimes. So,
no question about it.
I learned years ago, I don't ever try to second guess those guys that's making those decisions. Sometimes it'll work out good, but they have to live with whatever decision they make.
And everybody doesn't have a T-Bone Pickens,
No, that's very true.
Oklahoma State T-Bone Pickens gave them $234 million last time that I heard.
How about Phil Knight at Oregon?
Oh, yeah.
With Nike. I mean, we just want to go down the list of the big time supporters.
Exactly.
Well, you got everybody at Texas A&M, all those old guys, and Jimbo got $75 million guaranteed.
And watch out! The number one player in the country says he's going to Oregon.
I saw that.
I don't know how good he's going.
That was a big running back, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of impact he'll have, but
see, Georgia's touting. They got the number one player in the country this morning. So I mean, it's all on where you are, Mike. And
all about whose eyes are watching it.
Exactly right. Absolutely right.
Exactly right.
Hey, Max, I'm interested in radio as far as how do y'all go about starting a radio show and getting an ESPN affiliate? Is that hard to get ESPN to come in? How's that work?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's just like everything else, Mike. You got to know somebody to get there. And I had a partner in an internet business that actually designed ESPN's websites. So he had first-hand information to get me in and got the contract for me. So it's just like most every other business. You got to know somebody to get in, but you got to perform to stay in. And
exactly.
Of course, that's what that's why we continue to fight where we are right now. We are the only North Mississippi ESPN affiliate up here. Our closest opponent is up on the other side of Florence, Alabama, and then the next was in Memphis.
That's real good.
What's y'all's channel if I'm ever up that way, driving?
95.1.
Okay.
We stream every day. All our programming is live stream, and our website is ESPN MISS. It's not MS. It's MISS.com.
Yeah. Max, we'll
pick us up anytime.
Yeah. Max, we're fixing to shut it down for Christmas. Tell me what you're going to do and what you're going to eat.
I got 3 different groups I'm doing. I'm doing a traditional turkey for one. I'm doing a fried turkey for one. I'm doing a ham for a third one. So Mike, we'll do the fried turkey thing is not for everybody, but I do it really a butter base, and I kind of put a little flour on it.
Do you serve it warm or do you serve it cold?
Oh no, I take it right out of the deep fryer.
So it's still warm and
Oh yeah.
It's like a fried chicken, but it's a fried turkey. Is that right?
Fried turkey, and I take it out and I drain it I drain it for about an hour. Then I slice it, and I don't serve it hot, but I do serve it warm.
Yeah.
It is moist. I cook it on a hot, about 450-degree grease, but I cook it quick. But you got to be careful when frying a turkey now. Don't do it in the house. I always do mine outside.
Yeah, you're right.
On the patio.
You're right.
I do mine on the garage.
All right, now, of course, you'll have dressing and all the trimmings, giblet gravy.
I'll have all the dressing. My favorite is oyster dressing. I told you that.
I know it. And I admit, I don't know why you want to ruin a good dressing.
Well, I have both, Mike. I do it.
Yeah, I know. I understand. You know what a lane cake is and what a lemon cheesecake is. I had people yesterday say, what is a lane cake? And also, what was a lemon cheese? Everybody can't make lemon cheese. It takes effort.
They cannot. If you get that lane cake, you put enough bourbon on it.
That's right.
You get ting out of that. Now, I do a fruit cake, the old traditional fruit cake like Clapson's got now.
Yeah.
And I soak mine in wine with a wine cloth.
Yeah.
I use red wine on it, and I keep it in the dark like my mama did. And my grandmama did. I keep it shut up about a month.
Yeah, I know you enjoy it, cooking and enjoying it. And
coffee.
Thanks. You gonna be with family? Or what's the plan?
Both. I'm gonna run down to the coast to see my son and my sister. My daughters are up in the Carolinas, so I won't get a chance to visit with them. But I'm up here. Look, the next 3 or 4 days after today, it's wide open, man.
I might ride over there to see you during the break.
Come on, I'd love to. Now I know.
We're gonna be in Biloxi on Saturday.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
I was gonna say, Mike, that you'll be off next week.
I'll be off next week, exactly. But we will have recorded programs though.
Okay, well I'm shutting.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We shut down next week. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, I'll be off all next week, and I'm taking off till the Wednesday after New Year's.
Okay, that sounds good. We'll see you then. That'd be fun.
I'll call back at that time. You guys have a very Merry Christmas, and I enjoy being with you guys.
All right, hey Max, thank you so much, and we appreciate you calling our show every Wednesday.
All right, guys, we'll talk to you.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's.
Same to you, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, Christmas just around the corner. Max Howell, one of the renowned sports analysts in the country, calling our show this morning, and we appreciate him so much. Brought to you by Dixieland Dental, located 9 miles north of Dothan on Highway 231. Dr. Michael Precise, Dr. John Strength, Dr. Robert Precise, ladies and gentlemen, one of the largest dental clinics in Alabama. All of our friends at P.S. Falk Furniture, Also, Green Hills Funeral Home, one of the nicest operations out there. And, of course, in the time of need, they're a great group. And also Health Actions, one of our new sponsors, and we like them very much, too. Great people, and they have a wonderful store right just south of the hospital on Highway 231. Of course, we appreciate our staff here, and also our good friends at Pike County Ford on the bypass. They've got a great selection of Ford cars and trucks to choose from. Drive away today in a beautiful F-150. They'll put a ribbon on the vehicle and bring it to your house on Christmas Day if you want them to do that. But again, we appreciate all of our sponsors. First, Cahaba Bank, good buddies that are running that bank, located on Publix Boulevard right here in Troy, and a brand new operation. And of course, we appreciate Grady Caps and all the great folks there. I want to mention also when you walk in or see some of our sponsors during the holidays, tell them, hey, you appreciate them supporting local television right here in Troy and Pike County. You folks watching on Facebook, on the internet, hey, continue to watch us. We hope that we bring information to you each morning, 5 days a week, right here on Troy Cable. Go to TC2, TCU, T as in Troy, C as in Cable, 2 as in Channel, and you can go to us on Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll be back with a portion of Friday. I want you to make your plans now to go to the big bowl game this weekend and support our Trojans of Troy University. Game time kickoff is scheduled for 6 o'clock. It's an easy drive down there and an easy drive back if you don't want to spend the entire couple of days down there like I'm going to do, but I'm looking forward to it. It's the Dollar General Bowl from Mobile, Alabama, Saturday, December the 22nd at 6 p.m. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. We're giving away more